Dear students, today I am taking your class Control and Coordination, Chapter 7 of NCERT book for class 10th. Control and coordination in animals, nervous system and endocrine system. We'll discuss first about this. In animals, the nervous system and hormonal system are responsible for control and coordination. Before going to this in further detail, first of all, receptors are there. We must understand what are receptors. Receptors are the specialized tips of the nerve fibers that collect the information to be conducted by the nerves. Receptors are in the sense organs of the animals. These are classified as following. First is the phonoreceptors. These are present in animals' ear. Inside the ear they are present and their main functions are hearing and balance of the body. Next is the photoreceptors. These are present in eye. Function is these are responsible for visual stimulus. Then comes the thermoreceptors. These are present in skin. Their function is receptors are responsible for pain, touch, and heat stimuli. These receptors are also known as thermoreceptors. Now, olfactory receptors. These are present in nose and their function is receive smell. Gustatory receptors. These are present in the tongue. Function is these helps in taste detection. So, in a short note, receptors are sense organs. Phonoreceptors present in inner ear, photoreceptors present in eyes, thermoreceptors present in skin, olfactory receptors present in nose, gustatory receptors in tongue. Phonoreceptors, their function is hearing, balance of the body. Photoreceptors, their function is visual stimulus. Thermoreceptors present in skin, their function is pain, touch, heat. And olfactory receptors present in nose, their function is smell detection. And gustatory receptors present in teeth in our tongue, and their function is taste detection. Now, control and coordination in animals is classified in two parts, nervous system and then endocrine system. So first we will see the nervous system. The nervous system is composed of specialized tissues called nervous tissue. The nervous cells or neuron is the functional unit of nervous system. It is the nervous system which is mainly responsible for control and coordination in complex animals like human being. Functions of the nervous system. Nervous system receives information from the environment to receive the information from the various body and to act according to through muscles and glands. A neuron is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Now we'll see neuron. Neuron is highly specialized cell which is responsible for the transmission of nerve impulses. The neuron consists of the following parts. Cyton or cell body. The cell body or cyton is somewhat star-shaped with many hair-like structures protruding out of the margin. Their hair-like structures are called dendrites. Dendrites receive the nerve impulses. Next is axon. This is the tail of the neuron. It extends in several hair-like structures called axon terminals. The axon terminals relay nervous or nerve impulses. Now, myelin sheath. There is an insulator cover around the axon. This is called myelin sheath. The myelin sheath insulates the axon against nerve impulses from the surroundings. Now, the structure of neuron can be seen here in the diagram, which I will show you just now. This is the diagram of neuron. As I told you, cell body is there. This is the cell body, black in color, and this cell body has a nucleus. Then hair-like structures are there. These are called dendrites, and then axon. And axon has a myelin sheath around it. Everywhere it is a myelin sheath, and nerve ending is there. So structure of neuron is very important from the point of view of examination. Types of neurons. Sensory neuron. These neurons receive signals from a sense organ. These are called sensory neurons. Motor neuron. These neurons send signals to a muscles or a gland. One is collecting information through the sense organ, that is the sensory neuron, and another is sending message to muscles, that is motor neuron. These neurons send signals to muscles or to glands secrete hormones. Association or relay neuron. Third part is the association or relay neuron. These neurons relay the signals between sensory neuron and motor neuron. Now, there is connection of one neuron to another neuron, and the point contact between the terminal branches of axon of one neuron with the dendrite of another neuron is called synapse. Point contact between the terminal branches of axon of one neuron with the dendrite of another neuron is called synapse. Neuromuscular junction, NMJ. NMJ, neuromuscular junction, is the point where a muscle fiber comes in contact with a motor neuron carrying nerve impulse from the control nervous system. Transmission of nerve impulse. Nerve impulses travel in the following manner. You must note down this. First, dendrite. Then the message is sent to the cell body. Then to axon. Then nerve ending at the tip of the axon. And there is synapse, dendrite of next neuron. Chemical released from axon tip of one neuron cross the synapse or neuromuscular junction to reach the next cell. Then this chemical, when received by dendrite of next neuron, that is changed into electrical signals and carried further. Now, in human nervous system in human can be divided in three main parts. First is the central nervous system. Central nervous system is composed of the brain and spinal cord. Brain controls all functions in human body. The spinal cord works as relay channel for signals between the brain and the peripheral nervous system. Second is the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is composed of the cranial nerves and spinal nerves. There are 12 pair of cranial nerves. The cranial nerves come out of the brain and go to the organs in the head region. There are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. The spinal nerves come out of spinal cord and go to the organ which are below the head region. Now third, autonomous nervous system. The autonomous nervous system is composed of a chain of nerve ganglion which runs along the spinal cord. It controls all the involuntary actions in the human body. All involuntary actions are controlled by autonomous nervous system. The autonomous nervous system can be divided into two parts. One is the sympathetic nervous system and another is parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system, this part of the autonomous nervous system heightens the activity of an organ as per the need. For example, during running, there is an increased demand of oxygen by the body. This is fulfilled by an increased breathing rate and increased heart rate. Sympathetic nervous system works to increase the breathing rate, the heart rate in this case. Parasympathetic nervous system. This part of autonomous nervous system slows down the activity of an organ and therefore has a calming effect, cooling effect. During sleep, the breathing rate slows down and so does the heart rate. This is facilitated by the parasympathetic nervous system. It can be said that the parasympathetic nervous system helps in conservation of energy. So we can see here human nervous system. Human nervous system, as I will show you just now, human nervous system is divided into three parts. Central nervous system, CNS, peripheral nervous system, PNS, and lastly automatic nervous system, ANS. So three are their words: CNS, PNS and ANS. Now this CNS is further divided into two parts: brain and spinal cord. Brain is further divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. In the PNS, cranial nervous system and spinal nervous system, cranial nervous system arises from the brain and spinal nervous system arises from spinal cord. And lastly, the ANS, divided into two: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Now, the human brain. Human brain is highly complex organ which is mainly composed of nervous tissue. The tissues are highly folded to accommodate a large surface area in less space. The brain is covered by a three-layered system of membranes called meninges. Cerebrospinal fluid is filled between the meninges. The CSF provides cushion the brain against mechanical shocks. Furthermore, protection the human brain can be divided into three organs, and that is forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. As I tell you in here, forebrain. This is forebrain. These are the folds. They are folds of cerebellum. Then there is a protective three-layer system, cranium, skull. Then midbrain. This is forebrain, then midbrain, and lastly the hindbrain, which is connected with the spinal cord. Now, further, this prawn, medulla, and cerebellum are the parts of hindbrain. Pituitary gland is also there, which is very important. Pituitary gland just above the hindbrain, and this is the midbrain, and this one whole is your forebrain. Now, forebrain is composed of cerebellum, midbrain composed of hypothalamus, hindbrain is composed of cerebellum, pons, medulla oblongata. Some main structures of human brain are explained. Cerebellum. The cerebellum is the largest part of the human brain. It is divided into two hemispheres called cerebral hemispheres, which is here. Cerebral hemisphere. Functions of cerebellum. Cerebellum controls voluntary motor action. Voluntary motor action means which are controlled by the brain. When anything is seen, we want to pick something, then this will be voluntary action. But there are some other actions which are unable to be controlled by us, like breathing, like beating of heart. They are involuntary. So that is beyond the control of brain. So this cerebellum controls voluntary motor actions. It is the site of sensory receptors like tactile and auditory receptions. It is the seat of learning and memory. Then hypothalamus. Hypothalamus lies at the base of cerebellum. It controls sleep and wake cycle. The cycle is called circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm of the body. It also controls the urges for eating and drinking. So hypothalamus has control of sleep, wake cycle, and urge of eating and drinking. Then is cerebellum. Cerebellum lies below the cerebrum, and at the back of the whole structure, it coordinates the motor function. When you are riding your bicycle, the perfect coordination between your pedaling and steering control is achieved by the cerebellum. It controls posture and balance. It controls the precision of voluntary actions. Now comes the medulla. Medulla forms the brain stem along with the pons. It lies at the base of the brain and continues into the spinal cord. Medulla controls various involuntary functions like hear, beat, respiration, etc. It controls involuntary actions. Involuntary actions means blood pressure, salivation, vomiting. These are involuntary. We cannot control them. They will come. Blood pressure, pressure of the blood from the heart, that will be continue. So blood pressure, salivation, and vomiting. Then comes the pons. It relays impulses between the lower cerebellum and spinal cord, and higher parts of the brain like the cerebrum and midbrain also regulates respiration. So pons regulates respiration. The spinal cord controls the reflex action and conducts messages between different parts of the brain and of the body and brain. Then comes the reflex action. Reflex action is a special case of involuntary movement, involuntary organs. When a voluntary organ is in vicinity of sudden danger, it is immediately pulled away from the danger to save itself. Example I give you, when your hand touches a very hot electric iron, you move away your hand in a jerk. All of this happens in flash of your hand is saved from the imminent injury. This is example of reflex action. Reflex action, you can say, suddenly some insect bite your leg, then immediately your hand will reach there to remove that insect. So that is the reflex action. Action which is immediate. Reflex arc, we will see there is a arc in that reflex action. The path through which nerve signals involved in a reflex action. The path through which nerve signals involved in a reflex action travel is called the reflex arc. The following parts flow chart I will give you. One is the receptor. Receptor means your hand is touching hot part. So your hand skin is the receptor. In the receptor, in the skin below that, you will have sensory neuron, then relay neuron and motor neuron, and lastly effector, the muscles. Receptor is the organ which comes in the danger zone. The sensory neurons pick signals from the receptor and send them to relay neuron. The relay neuron is present in the spinal cord. The spinal cord sends signals to effector via motor neuron. The effector comes in action, moves the receptor away from the danger. So that receptor may be your muscles. I may show you this in the diagram which you will understand very easily. This is reflex arc. You are touching a hot pan. So receptors in the skin, and then it will be received by the sensory neuron. Sensory neuron are all over our skin. They will receive the message and will send it to spinal cord. This is the spinal cord which is present and safely kept inside the vertebrates. CNS is a part of CNS, central nervous system. Now this has relay neuron which is in gray color. Then message also goes to brain, but before that, to recover the further damage, this relay neuron immediately sends message to the motor neuron which carry it to the muscles attached to your hand, and muscle will immediately, effector will be the muscle in your arm, and your hand will immediately withdrawn from that place. So we see reflex arc passes at the level of spinal cord, and signals involved in the reflex action do not travel up to brain. This is important because sending signals to brain would involve more time. Although every action is ultimately controlled by the brain. The reflex action is mainly controlled at the levels of the spinal cord. Protection of brain and spinal cord. Brain is protected by a fluid-filled balloon which acts as shock absorber and enclosed in cranium. Cranium means brain box. Spinal cord is enclosed in vertebral column. Muscular movement and nervous control. Muscle tissues have special filaments called actin and myosin. Called actin, sorry, not action, I am very sorry. Called actin and myosin. When a muscle receives a nerve signals, a series of events is triggered in the muscle. Calcium ions enter the muscle cells. It results in actin and myosin filaments sliding towards each other, and that is how a muscle contracts. Contraction in a muscle brings movement in the related organ. So this can be understood very easily by the help of a diagram which I want to show you. Just information collected by nerve tissue, that is sensory nerve, is sent to central nervous system CNS. Then information processed by CNS, then it reaches to decision made by CNS, and motor nerves messages passed to muscles, and then muscles change in shape and arrangement of proteins. That is concentration, contraction, not concentration, contraction, and the muscles contract, muscle shortens, and this is the action which took place in your. Now another system, endocrine system. The endocrine system is composed of several endocrine glands. A ductless gland is called endocrine gland. Endocrine gland secretes its product directly into the bloodstream. Hormones are produced in the endocrine glands. Hormone is mainly composed of protein. Hormones assist the nervous system in control and coordination. Nerves do not react to every nook and corner of the body, and hence hormones are needed to affect control and coordination in those parts. Moreover, unlike nervous control, hormonal control is somewhat slower. In the nervous system, electrical signals are produced, but in this hormonal system, first hormone is released by glands, endocrine glands, then sent to the blood, and blood carries it to other parts. So it takes little bit more time. Hormones, these are chemical messengers secreted in very small amounts by specialized tissues called ductless gland. They act on target tissues, organs usually away from the source. Endocrine system helps in control and coordination through chemical compounds called hormones. So if you see endocrine glands in your NCERT book or somewhere else, then you can find hypothalamus is present in both male and female. Pineal glands also present. Pituitary gland in both. Parathyroid gland, thymus, thyroid, pancreas, adrenal glands. Ovary is in female and testes in male. that you can study very easily what are the hormones secreted by which gland and what are its functions. So I will say you pituitary gland, also known as the master gland. Its location is at the base of the brain. Hormone produced is growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Function is growth hormone stimulates growth, thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the functioning of the thyroid gland, and follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the follicles during ovulation. Thyroid gland present in neck gives the thyroxine. It controls general metabolic and growth in the body. Adrenal gland above kidneys, adrenaline, it is secreted by it secretes adrenaline. It prepares the body for emergency situation and hence is also called fight and flight hormone. Pancreas, near stomach, insulin is produced and it controls blood sugar. Testes in scrotum, testes, male, scrotum, testosterone, sperm production, development of secondary sexual characters during puberty, ovary in female, near uterus gives estrogen and it produces egg, development of secondary sexual characters during the puberty. Iodized salt is necessary because iodine mineral is essential part of thyroxine hormone, so it is important that we must consume iodized salt. In turn, it is essential for the thyroid gland as it controls carbohydrates, proteins and fat metabolism. For best balance of growth, deficiency of iodine might cause disease goiter. Diabetic. It is due to the deficiency of insulin hormone secreted by pancreas that is responsible for lower and control the blood sugar levels. Treatment. Patients having internally administered injections of insulin hormone and then it regulates the blood sugar. In case of flight and fight reaction to an emergency situation, adrenal glands release adrenaline into blood which acts on heart and other tissues, causes faster heartbeat, more oxygen to muscles, reduced blood supply to digestive system and skin, diversion of blood to skeletal muscles and increase in breathing rate. Now there is a feedback mechanism in our body, a type of self-regulating mechanism in which the level of one substance in body influences the level of another. Sugar level in blood rises. It is detected by the cells of pancreas. Then it synthesizes insulin, release it in blood. Sugar level falls down and stops secreting more insulin. Control and coordination in plants, movement in plants and plant hormones. Coordination in plants. Unlike animals, plants do not have a nervous system. Plants use chemical means for control and coordination. Many plants' hormones are responsible for various kinds of movements in plant. Tropic movement and nastic movements are there. Tropic movement, one is the geotropic movement. It is due to the gravitational force, roots, wherever it is, it will grow towards the earth center. Phototropic movement,